like to introduce to you, from Detroit, Michigan, 265 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, the 1986 most outstanding rookie, Rick Steiner! You've made Hot Stuff and Hot International very, very proud, Rick. Doesn't take much. Weighing in at 223 pounds from St. Pete, Florida, Brett Wayne Steiner!
So here at ringside at the Sam Houston Coliseum, and a jam-packed Coliseum it is tonight. And we are looking at a battle that could steal the show. The man who was just thrown across the ring is Brett Sawyer. And the man who did the throwing and is accepting the plaudits of the crowd, if you will, for doing it is Rick Steiner, All-American wrestler from the University of Michigan, and a solid citizen. He's a rookie at wrestling, perhaps professionally, but a man who has the ability to catapult himself into the top ranks and to stay there. His manager is hotshot Eddie Gilbert, who is at the ring and ready to advise his charge on what to do and when to do it. Right now, Brett Sawyer needs little or no information from outside of the ring. He knows when to do what. He knows how to do it, too. So, hot shot on the outside. And Rick Steiner, tremendous physique, powerful individual, and, of course, a man who has studied the wrestling game for years as a student and as a competitor in the Nationals. He is a real tough customer. Sawyer watching that fist of his, and he'd better, because there's one thing that Steiner has learned since leaving college, and that is how to a set of knuckles where it's going to fit on somebody's jaw. And right now he can't find the jaw, but there goes Brett Sawyer looking for the opportunity to blast him, and this time he gave the charging Sawyer a clothesline and upended him onto the canvas, and this could be Rick Sawyer's match to take right here and right now, except that he too was knocked off of his feet by the impact and is trying to recover from it sufficiently to take the victory if he can. There may be an if placed right in there right now, because Steiner, as tough as he is not going to be able to blast Sawyer out of there with any degree of ease. This crisscross, each man trying to set the other up, and whoa, they took through the air, and there's Steiner down. Steiner was flat, and it looked for a moment as though Sawyer had accomplished what he went in that ring for. Outside, Hotshot and his charge are commiserating with each other, and you can see the kind of advice Gilbert is giving to Steiner. Here in the Coliseum on Friday, August 22nd, we are going to have another tremendous card to wind up the summer season. Remember, we've told you that the summer season was going to be one of our biggest yet, and it has been. Tonight's house is actually the climax of it all. People standing, people cheering, people roaring, and people in every seat in the house, and there's no question about that. And as Steiner tries to have a peace pact with Brett Sawyer, I will tell you that tickets for that card on Friday, August 22nd will go on sale on Monday morning at 1919 Caroline at the corner of Pitt, and will also be on sale at Ticketron and Ticketmaster. And Sawyer now has caught a hard series of wallops, and this is the kind of a body slam you should avoid ever having to take, because it takes all the force of the man on top, driving right into your chest, knocks all of the wind out of you, in addition to what it does to the bone and muscle and sinew underneath. He dove forward with that. He literally made a spear out of delivering a clothesline. And he caught Sawyer solidly, and this could be it. There's one, there's two, and there is 2.5, and that doesn't count. And referee Carl Fergie is laying down the fact that he called that one properly and that Sawyer was out. He's out now, too. He's out on the cold Coliseum concrete, and he hit his leg against the protecting gun. And there is that hotshot Gilbert, who never misses an opportunity to get in there and get a cheap shot at somebody. And if ever a man was not in a position to defend himself, it just happens to be Brett Sawyer. And hotshot Eddie Gilbert that time took full advantage of that fact, and the referee is, well, he was having a few choice words with hotshot Gilbert. But Steiner up there is going to work to follow up on the advancement he made by hurling Sawyer out of the ring. And here goes the Michigan Wolverine as he goes up and down and into that canvas. And I'll tell you, when you miss your target and you hit, you're unprepared for it, and it is a bad way to land. Sawyer setting him up, setting Steiner up where he can. Beautiful forearm. He was charging in as he was delivering that, too. It's Steiner who is being whipped around and bounced to that canvas and up on the ring. We've got Gilbert, but fortunately Sawyer didn't pay too much attention to Gilbert. He's looking for an opportunity now of charging into, well, he charged into him, but a flying dive needs a solid target to hit in order to stop your propulsion forward. Steiner moving in, looking for the opportunity to take that quick belly-to-belly suplex and turn him in midair and put him down on the canvas. There is the victory for Rick Steiner and for the stable of hotshot Eddie Gilbert. And Gilbert here is doing his victory dance in complete satisfaction. Gilbert and his Legion will be back on Friday, August the 22nd, and Brett Sawyer too, and we'll have action at that time for sure.
To come to UWF, everybody's been jealous of us. I'm talking, you pick up any magazine, any newspaper, and it's about Hollywood and Missy. It's about how everybody's jealous. I mean, you pick up your local Houston newspaper, right in the gossip column, there's Hollywood and Missy. And I know who's spreading all the stuff. It's you, Dark Journey. You're the one that's so jealous. You're the one that wants to get your hands on me. I mean, you almost got me. I had to go to the doctors to get shot because of that.
When she touched her.
I mean, that was
She was in bed for 3 days.
You went to the promoters and the bookers and you tried to get this match signed. Well, you did it, honey.
What kind of disease
You got it. You got a match between your man, the Missing Link, and Hollywood John Tatum. And you know, if the Missing Link wins, you get me for 5 minutes.
That's
but you know,
impossible.
Johnny, you
That's
might
impossible.
slip, like...
No, I won't
I mean,
slip.
do you know what you could do to me in 5
I'm not going to
minutes?
let anything happen
I
to
mean,
you.
your makeup, all that ooh, you have to get
I'm
off.
not
Every
gonna
knee,
let
she could
the-
break my nails.
I'm not going to let the stingy woman put her hands on you. I promise. That's what I'm there for, aren't I? Haven't I always protected you? You're my main squeeze, baby. Okay? Promise. Trust me. Okay? Just trust me. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to be.
Would you lie to me,
I
John?
wouldn't lie to you, baby. All right, you. They say they're back.
There's only one boys that are back, and you're looking at them, the boys that are back in town. DiBiase, you silly fool, I told you to keep running. You should have been like me, the road runner. You just should have kept on going down the highway. But no, you stayed there with your friend, Dr. Death, and you sat by his bedside, and you looked in his eyes, and you felt what he felt because you knew that it was intended for you. You knew that it should be you laying in a hospital bed because it's you that started this prissy, sissy stuff. It's you that started this stuff back in '81. So now the reunion in Houston, and they claim that you're the finest and greatest tag team that ever walked in the Sam Houston Coliseum. Well, gag me with a spoon, because you're looking at the greatest tag team. You're looking at the greatest single heavyweight championship wrestler in the universe. So you think you're talking about America with James Brown? Brother, what you're living in is a nightmare, and it's going to be one that's going to end quick, because you're living in Bad Street, and nobody lives in it except the birds. Is that right, Terry?
Said that right. You know, DiBiase, me and you, we battled, we fought out in the street. Dr. Death, you know what happened to you, boy. And there's going to be one hell of a fight right here in Houston, I'll guarantee you.
One advantage that they've got, Steve Williams and Ted DiBiase, is Houston's got the finest hospitals in the world.
Yes, Houston, Texas, and every time I think of Houston, Texas, I think of Sam Houston Coliseum, where, finally, the Fantastics have always wanted a rematch with us. They always want to get back into the ring, where you're going to get your chance, boys. But it's just not exactly the way you wanted it, but you're telling everybody you really love it. Because you went out and you got Terry Taylor to be your partner to go against the three best-looking wrestlers in wrestling today, and I'm speaking of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the man to my right, Sting, and Jack Victory. Now, Fantastic, we don't care. You come in the ring, you do whatever you want to, you try whatever you want to. If you want to fight, we'll fight. We've already proven that. But when we would get finished with all three of you pretty faces in Houston, we're finally going to prove to the world that, first of all, we are true tag team champions, and that Jack Victory is a great, great wrestler. And without a doubt, the Fantastics and Terry Taylor should have been shipped out of this area a long, long time ago. And believe me, when Hot Stuff International tells it like it is, you can believe it. And after Houston, they're going to be gone. And we just don't want to beat them. We want to make sure we grind their faces into the mat real good.
Hurt them. You're all really good at kissing the girls, but when it comes time to getting in the ring, you don't know what's going on. All three of you. I'm going to hurt all three of you. And I can't wait.
There's a heavyweight, and that is the top division in professional wrestling. There is no division for super heavyweights, where I'm sure one-man gang would fall into that category. So this is something that Koko B. Ware is quite aware of in professional wrestling, that he's going to have to face these big men, but he doesn't take a backward step. And that time, he let one-man gang know that he's not intimidated by his size or his reputation.
One-man gang now wanting to tie up, test his strength with Koko Ware. And you see Koko moving, like I said. He mentioned to me, you know, he said, Jim, the only way I can win this match is to move. I've got to move, get him off balance, and get a quick 1, 2, 3. I can't overpower him. That's quite obvious, the one-man gang, and there you see him. You know, I always made this comment on the UWF, Pete. If we get a shot, perhaps if Ed Worthington can get on time during the match, of the tattoos in the scalp of the one-man gang. He has actually had, and Koko Ware stings him and then moves, he's actually had a couple of tattoos. There you see him, right into his scalp. I mean, you talk about bizarre and sadistic. I don't know how pleasant it would be to have a tattoo anywhere. I'm not knocking tattoos, don't get me wrong, but to have one in your scalp, I mean, it's going to be there forever. That's his lifestyle. That's the one-man gang. Very bizarre, and I don't know really the meaning and why he's got the tattoos, but be that as it may, that's certainly a signifying mark on the one-man gang.
So Koko B. Ware continues to move and find his mark and quickly stings. I think that style that was made famous by Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, is something Koko B. Ware would love to do tonight. He's got to keep moving, because one-man gang is a man that once he gets a hold of you, you just ask Duggan, just what that could mean, or many other wrestlers who have fallen prey to the one-man gang?
Well, we know that Hacksaw Jim Duggan has ridded the area of the giant Kamala, the Ugandan giant, Pete. And, you know, I really think in the last big battle they had here in Houston that Kamala folded his tent. That's an old Oklahoma expression, but I think he folded his tent. I think he found out without a shadow of a doubt that Hacksaw Duggan is a better man than Kamala. And if Kamala's going to stay in this profession, he's got to go to some area where the competition is not quite so intense and as physical, because Hacksaw Duggan showed him once and for all that to stay in the UWF, you got to be one tough hombre. As Tommy Gilbert there talking with Skandar Akbar, who was always the brains behind Kamal anyway. And I think that's another element that makes the one-man gang extremely, extremely dangerous. Koko Ware, that right hand,
one right after another, and this crowd now cheering them on as they know they love the underdog, especially as they know Koko B. Ware will give them 110%. Plus, they'd love to see someone give one-man gang a beat life, but that is what Koko B. Ware has been trying to avoid, become a target, but a smashing hammerlock move of one-man gang.
You got to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that the one-man gang is 6 feet 9 inches tall, 454 pounds, and when he lays that forearm on you, it's coming from some distance, Pete. And you know, we're about to start the NFL season. He outweighs any member of the Houston Oilers by at least 100 pounds. He's a specimen. He is just a giant of a man. And he can move. That's the big difference. That's one of the things that elevates him to the status of being a superstar, is that he can move. He's not a big, lethargic, plodding individual. He can really move, and he can seize the moment and maintain his advantage. And that's what he's doing right now to Koko Ware. The match is halted. Koko's game plan is out the window for the time being.
One-man gang, vast ring experience. He knows how to use that brute strength and that size of his as he's incorporated into a vicious, dangerous, punishing attack. I mentioned at the beginning of the match, one of the most feared wrestlers in professional wrestling. But Hacksaw Jim Duggan is one man who doesn't take a backward step. That time, General Akbar snuck in that sneak punch, and that's Koko B. Ware's got enough to worry about up against one-man gang, but that's where General Akbar adds that extra dimension of danger.
It sure is, Pete, and it's really appalling that Akbar gets involved. We can't keep him from being at ringside. He's got a manager's license. He's got a right legally to be there. He does not have a right legally to interfere in the match, quite obviously. But you said Koko's got a lot to be concerned with, and so does the referee. He's got to watch this situation as the gang now is completely dominating. He is completely dominating the Birdman like no one I have ever seen dominate Koko Ware.
Charging one-man gang, 450 pounds of brute and muscle came charging, but Koko B. Ware had enough sense, enough well-being in that ring to get out of the way. That could have been the match right there if that 450 pounds would have landed.
It would have been over. Now Koko's trying to regroup. He's sticking and moving. He's sticking and moving. He's grooving now, and with a right hand.
And the more he moves, the more he throws those punches in, the more the thousands and thousands of Houston wrestling fans get behind him. Wow! Did you see how Koko B. Ware get high in the air? And you get high in the air. That time, he was setting up for a drop kick. General Akbar pulled the leg. Tommy Gilbert caught him. And we've got the action outside the ring. As you see Koko B. Ware confronting the General. And one-man gang quickly coming to the aid of his manager.
He certainly is, and Koko Ware is in a dangerous position. The one-man gang was clearly dominating the match. No doubt about that, but the disqualification's been called for, and it looks like they've just rammed Koko Ware's head into that ring post. The one-man gang and Skandar Akbar are completely demolishing Koko Ware at this point in time outside the ring. That's their style. They're dangerous out there.
That's the same ring post that almost ended the wrestling career of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And listen to this crowd, 10,000 strong. They're chanting, Duggan, Duggan.
They want Hacksaw Duggan to get involved in this situation. I said that's the most brutal feud in wrestling today, bar none, and I mean it. And that's what this crowd was yelling, but Akbar, after the gang had demolished Koko Ware, They've just added insult to injury. Out the one-man gang could have had the pinfall at his convenience if he had chosen to do so.
One-man gang. You see in your picture, Coco Beware, the winner by disqualification, but I think that doesn't mean very much to one-man gang. He takes extra pride in hurting his opponents.
He wants Hacksaw Duggan. He wants Hacksaw Duggan bad. Any kind of stipulations, any kind of match. And I don't think you turn his back, obviously, on a match with Terry Bam Bam Gordy anytime. Any of those battles would be awesome.
We'll be back with more exciting wrestling action after this important message.
They're just beating the out of each other on the stairs. They're all over the... DiBiase just knocked that out of Hayes. Are we recording? What? Hayes has left. Woo! Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Universal Wrestling Federation. I'm Jim Ross, along with Michael Hayes. We'll describe the action, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a tremendous crowd here at the Tulsa Convention Center. We've just seen that footage from last week right here on the program. Ted DiBiase did return.
Yeah, he did return, but you know what he did? He was a backstabber. He didn't have the guts to come to me face to face, and you seen what happened when I got a hold of him and bounced his little basketball head on down them stairs and beat him up.
How can you say backstab? There's only one way up and one way down. He came right up the stairs. How's that backstab?
Who do you think you are, Einstein or something? Look, you just sit there, you do the announcing, I'll obviously do the color to commentating, and a lot better job than DiBiase. See, when you put people like him and Duggan out there, people start switching the channels. They want to watch me, all right? Now, as far as that goes, DiBiase, I told you you shouldn't come back, and you're going to find out why. You'll get the same thing that Dr. Death got.
Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of exciting things happening in this hour. We will see the UWF Heavyweight Championship on the line. Terry Gordy against Hacksaw Jim Duggan in this hour.
That's right. You are going to see it. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you had your week of putting your thumb up in the air and stomping around. And now you're going to find out why he is the premier, the #1 single wrestler in the universe. And you're going to have to walk down Bad Street because the boys are back in town to stay.
We're also going to have a very interesting feature that I did this past week with Missy Hyatt, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and company. We're going to see the one-man gang in this hour. And the big news, not only in this hour, but coming next week, Dr. Death will be back next week. The doctors have released him. He will be back in action right here next week.
Doctors have released him? Look, why don't he just go get a psychologist to analyze him? I'm sure it wouldn't take but about 15 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of exciting things happening in the hour. Let's go to the ring.
Okay, Motormouth.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Havana, Cuba at 238 pounds, Gustavo Mendoza. Also introducing from Houston, Texas at 250 pounds, Gary Young. This match, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
Special hello to all of our fans and friends in Houston, Texas. The graduate of Northbrook Senior High School in Houston, Gary Young. Thanks for being with us here tonight on 39 Gold here in Houston. And Gary will be going against Gustavo Mendoza in our first event here on the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Well, you know, as we've seen last week, you said before, Mendoza's record isn't exactly the biggest thing to write home about, but he pulled off a victory. Gary Young, we've seen him pull off a couple surprise victories, and both of them need one here to compete for that TV title, because everybody wants that shot that Hacksaw Jim Duggan's got, that once-in-a-lifetime chance, and that's a chance for the Universal Heavyweight Championship. Hey, now look, what's Gilbert doing?
Mendoza was pulling the tie.
Shot him off the ropes, good shoulder smash. He dropped down, missed the elbow, good arm drag.
Very, very well executed arm drag by the Houstonian Gary Young.
Back to the basics, baby. Anything that you do, you got to be able to stick with the basics. Once you forget them, then you forget where you're going.
Gary Young started wrestling in 1977 and competed until 1981. And at that time, he decided to get out of wrestling, did some private investigative work, I understand, and is now back, obviously, competing here in the toughest of all, the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Good move there. Mendoza came out of it, gave him a short turnbuckle, went for a charge, he moved, and right back to the arm. That's the thing. Concentrate on whatever you got hurting. Whatever part of that body that you've got hurting, stay with it. That's where a lot of the young wrestlers don't understand. Then again, a lot of the young wrestlers aren't the Freebirds, are they?
A lot of exciting things, ladies and gentlemen. The big benefits coming up this week in the state of Oklahoma. Great benefits from some nonprofit groups and organizations in Carnegie, Oklahoma, Wagner, Hartshorn, and Sapulpa. Big benefits. If you'd like to sponsor one, well, then we'll be giving that information. We have in the past, and we'll be continuing to do so.
Good move there. Gustavo drove down, dropped down himself, used his weight, pushed him through the back, and Young's throat went across the rope there, and that's cutting off that wind. Now let's see if he capitalized. Yep, beautiful. Right back to that throat. Good, smart move. Young's down.
Mendoza was bending the rules, but it was a sound strategic maneuver.
Good body slam. Dropped that leg across. Didn't quite get probably all the impact he wanted. Now see, he's wasting time. He should be going for a pin. I don't know, he's up on the second rope. He's waving something, I don't know, maybe to Fidel Castro or something big. Up! See, that's what I was saying. When he had the man down, he should have gone for a forearm by Young. 2 of them, 3 of them. Big high backdrop, whoa!
Mendoza highly elevated by Gary Young.
Good drop kick.
Young going for the lateral press.
Yeah, but see, he didn't hook the leg, Jim Ross. Mendoza's tiring, you can see it. There's a reversal. Ducked a clothesline, cross body, might have it. 2, nope, see, he's not hooking that leg. You've got to hook that leg. Went for a drop kick, good move by Mendoza. Shows his veteran, his experience. If you don't hook that leg, you leave the guy the ability to use not only his upper body strength to kick out, but his leg strength too.
We'll see if Mendoza can capitalize.
There it went to the well one too many times. He should have learned from the first one. Went for a turnbuckle reversal. Up, body prep. Now see, he's got that leg grapevine, and he hooked it the other way. And he got the 1, 2, 3. If he had done that earlier, it might already be back in the dressing room getting a shower. Nevertheless, a good victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Young, the victor, and we'll be back with that special feature involving Missy Hyatt, hot. Back at the Tulsa Convention Center, you hear this crowd
shut up.
saying, we want
to... Why do they keep doing that? That's ridiculous.
Ladies and gentlemen, this past week I had the occasion to spend some time with Missy Hyatt, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert International. It was quite an interesting time, to say the least, Michael.
Hey, look, you know how I feel about broads. I think they're all kind of
ladies.
Yeah, I said broads, okay? Nevertheless, I think there's the rumor in the dressing room is there's something going on there, and she may have the money. If I know Hollywood John Tatum, he might have the last say. This corporation may not last long.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, keep a close look at Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Hollywood John in this feature. Let's see it now. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last few weeks, the situation between Missy Hyatt and Dark Journey has reached a fever pitch. In the next few moments, we're going to not only look at that situation, but we're going to ask several key questions that I think the wrestling world would like to have answered. We'll be doing that in the next few moments. Remember just a few weeks ago that Missy Hyatt, along with Hollywood John Tatum and Jack Victor, made a very auspicious introduction to Dark Journey on the Universal Wrestling Federation television program. And then Dark Journey came back to the ring just a few weeks later, and she got a small measure of revenge. She says, Missy, that she's going to take care of you once and for all, break those nails, pull your hair, take your clothes off, and dress you if that's what it takes to embarrass and humiliate you on television.
Well, you know, talk is cheap, and so are you, Dark Journey. A lot of people have promised they were going to do things to me, and they haven't. Because, I mean, hey, look at me. I look great, and I always will.
All right, let's look at one other situation. Now, I also hear there's a lot of dissension. This is a rumor, but a lot of dissension in the camp of Hyatt and Hot Stuff International, or Hot Stuff and Hyatt International, whatever you want to call it.
Can I have a brush, please?
What about this dissension stuff? You need the brush.
All right, well, John Tatum gets the brush.
Brush right here, sweetheart.
Nice.
All right, now back to the situation.
I got one.
Okay, Jim, let me dwell on this just a minute. The situation, rumors going around, there's dissension in Hot Stuff and Hyatt International. It is absolutely not true. Sting and I are UWF Tag Team Champions, and Missy says that she doesn't want us to stop until John Tatum and Rick Steiner and Sting and all of us have the belts. Terry Taylor's in trouble for his TV title, and the big one that she says she wanted is the Universal Wrestling Federation title, even if Terry Gordy holds it. So everything is hunky-dory, okay?
All right, so you're saying there's no dissension here whatsoever.
Hey, there's no dissension. There's no dissension. The only thing is, Mr. Eddie Gilbert, we did a favor for you. And now, I think you deserve to pay us back a favor, don't you? You promise.
I will. I promise. I always keep my promises. You did me a favor, Missy did me a favor, and I will return the promise and the favor.
One other thing. I want you to know, all that gossip that I've been hearing, I don't care about it. This is my main squeeze, and it'll always be my main squeeze. She loves me. You understand? Okay.
Johnny, don't ever let that dressing room gossip bother you, because I'm Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I've got many, many girls, and I got to have his bonus.
Is this favor you're talking about involving Dark Journey, Eddie? Is this what we're talking about here? Are you going to get involved in a situation involving women?
I'll put it this way, Jim Ross. I don't think that Dark Journey can come near Missy Hyatt when the Iron Curtain's out in front. John Tatum, Jack Vickery, Sting, and myself, and Rick Steiner.
Where is Sting and Rick Steiner?
They're in the gym. And Jim Ross, if Dark Journey doesn't think I'll slap her face off, she's got another thing coming, because you're talking about Missy Hyatt here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you hear from the camp of Missy Hyatt, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and Hollywood John Tatum, whether you want to call it Hot Stuff and Hyatt International or Hyatt and Hot Stuff. Hyatt and Hot Stuff International. This situation is certainly controversial, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Hot Stuff and Hyatt. Thank you. Gentlemen, this is a very proud honor for me to introduce to you from Hot Stuff and Hyatt International. Okay, Missy. From Hyatt and Hot Stuff International at 265 pounds from Bobby Seger's hometown of Detroit, Michigan, the new Rick Steiner! And also, from every man's nightmare, 270 pounds, and my partner, one half of the UWF Tag Team Champions, Sting! And of course, we all know the lovely, and the beautiful, and the gorgeous Missy Hyatt. Introducing their opponents from St. Petersburg, Florida, at 222 pounds, Brett Wayner. Also introducing at 215 pounds from Temple, Texas, the Glass Man. This match, one fall or 10-minute time limit.
Correct me if I'm mistaken, but I don't see Hollywood around.
Hollywood John, you're right, Michael. Very perceptive. He is not at ringside, by the way.
And it's also a little bit confusing to me, Eddie Gilbert being one half of the UWF Tag Team Champions, not teaming up with Sting. I guess he wants Rick Steiner to get some tag team experience with Sting, because he obviously has improved Sting. We've seen that over weeks and weeks. Well, he'll get the experience against Brett Wayne Sawyer, because it was Brett Wayne Sawyer that embarrassed Eddie Gilbert here just, 2-3 weeks ago.
He also may want to be at ringside so he can be closer to Missy, too, if the truth was known.
Well, I don't know about that situation, man. Like I said, broads are loose.
Better loose.
Man, you're talking about a man, 275 pounds. Whoa, beautiful.
Steiner and Sawyer, boy,
they were moving and grooving, Daddy. If you had a radar gun, you'd have clocked him at 97 miles an hour. And if Sawyer had not had that momentum coming off the ropes, he would not have been able to take Steiner down. Side headlock, shoots him off, drops down. Good drop kick. Steiner tried to block it. Another drop kick. Up. Went there and nobody was home. Whoa! Missed an elbow. A lot of mistakes here. Another mistake. A lot of mistakes right away. Sting! I'll tell you what, Eddie and Missy better quit worrying about themselves, and they better get that tag team situated.
Look at that conversation. I wonder if they're even talking about the match.
Well, they better talk about it.
The Glass Man is in the ring. The Glass Man Oh!
Power slam.
Man, oh, man. That'll shatter the glass. No pun intended.
Reminds me of Daryl Dawkins when he did the slam dunk and shattered the backboard.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit curious about Hollywood John. I mean, Missy Hyatt might have the money. Whoa, just picked him up and dropped him right down. What strength Sting has.
Well, I tell you, you saw the expression on Hollywood John. It looks like he and Eddie were vying for Missy's attention, one-upsmanship. I don't know how long that arrangement's going to last at all.
Well, I don't need. Well, first of all, they're arguing whether. Whoa, good press. They're arguing whether it's Hyatt and Hot Stuff or Hot Stuff and Hyatt.
Boy, this team right here, Sting and Steiner, are awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, they're a phenomenal combination, and it's Sting and Gilbert that are the tag team champions. And we'll be back from Devastation Incorporated. He's 6'9".
Whoa, look at that!
Hey!
She just kissed Eddie Gilbert.
Look at her rubbing.
Look at that. Oh, don't that make you run?
Look at there.
I'll tell you what, I bet if Hollywood's seeing this.
Look at Eddie.
He's in dreamland.
She was, well, there's the beef. I guess she's a lucky girl. I don't know.
I don't know. Hollywood's the one that got her where she is. She might have the money, and now look at her.
Look at Eddie. Eddie's like it's a little kid. Look at him. Ladies and gentlemen, Missy Hyatt has certainly created controversy not only
£243, Jeff Reitz.
Well, here's the young man that tried against Terry Taylor last week for the TV title. He didn't win, but he did give a valiant effort, and he's back trying again. But I tell you what, it ain't no Terry Taylor he's going up against.
He's going up against perhaps the most brutal, the most physically intense man in wrestling. 6'9", 450 pounds, the Giant, the one-man gang. And he is bad to the bone. Halstead Street, Chicago. A special hello this Saturday night.
Yeah, but he's not
Chicago.
the UWF heavyweight champion.
Well, I guarantee you one thing. He is one tough hombre.
Well, yeah,
no doubt about it.
Just looking at him, you can see that.
Tattoos.
Introducing General Skandor Akbar, presents from Chicago at 456 pounds, the one-man gang. This match, one fall or 10-minute time limit.
Tattoos in his scalp. Right here.
Should have tattooed his whole face.
Well, I would agree with you, but it might get back to the one-man gang. I'd prefer to stay in one piece. The one gang, he's awesome.
What a forearm smash. Totally legal. Elbow to the back of the neck. Wright's trying to throw a blow, had no effect. Look at that big slam. Now he's got to be up, what, close to 6'5" in the air. Like a sack of potatoes.
Now this young kid's 220 pounds, and the gang carried him around with one arm and dropped that thunderous elbow on him.
Right on the solar plexus, man.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, he's 6'9", for you fans of Chicago. He outweighs the Fridge over 100 pounds. He's a monster, he's a mountain.
Shot him in the ropes. Whoa, what a clothesline. Man.
That would make Mike Singletary envious of that clothesline situation.
I'll tell you what, that'd make anybody. Now, is he going for it? The big press. Oh, backbreaker. He's just toying with him. He seems upset. Uh-oh. When he hollers for that 747. Good night.
Ooh, good grief.
That's it.
I don't care who's up there. When that happens, it's over.
Well, I don't know for that.
Oh, I don't know anybody can
Well, I
stand
think
that.
Bam Bam could. Of course, I think I could, but I know Bam Bam could.
Well, the one-man gang with a... Let's listen to this.
Later on tonight, I don't know how that could be, because the one-man gang has already destroyed that filthy hippie Jim Duggan. And as for Terry Gordy, if you had any gut, Bim Bam, or whatever your name is, you come on down to the squared circle. Now the man gang is going to tell you something, so listen, dingbats. General, I beat everybody that walked in the UWF. They get Jim Duggan a title shot because you stupid people cheer for him. Well, let me tell you something, Terry Gordy. I can beat you any day of the week. Beat Jim Duggan any day of the week. But why don't I get a title shot? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Wait a minute, here comes Terry. Terry!
Bam Bam is coming to the ring, and Michael Hayes here waving him off. Bam Bam is ready for a fight, but Hacksaw Duggan's going down there too. Gang's calling both out, but Duggan and Gordy are battling at ringside. Michael Hayes has jumped off the podium, and now the gang's fighting them all. And there's Michael Hayes. They may call him a sissy, but he's right in the middle of the fight. He's always there. Boy, I mean, it's breaking loose. They're all battling. There's Buddy Roberts after Duggan. The gang is battling Gordy. Boy, it is breaking loose at ringside. The crowd is coming to their feet. There goes DiBiase and Terry Taylor and Big Jeff Gett. It's one heck of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. It is breaking out all over the ring. We'll be right back. We've got to get out of this. We'll be right back. We're getting this situation settled. You've come out here and you had your match, and you caused the biggest controversy that we've had here in a long, long time. For no reason. For absolutely no reason.
Listen, and listen good. All of you people in TV land and all of you people here right now. There's not going to be no UWF match tonight unless my man, the one-man gang, steps in their squared circle. I can assure you that. If you thought that it was a little unruly while ago, you just stick around, Ross. And that goes for everybody in the UWF. Because my man, the one-man gang, has destroyed everybody, and so you just scratch it. There ain't gonna be no UWF match tonight. I said ain't like all you dumb Americans.
All right. Well, the thing about it is that you or anybody else is going to dictate what match we're going to have. I don't care.
You don't know who you're talking to, Ross. I'm the Godfather. I'm the General. Nobody tells me what to do. Nobody, you understand? I dictated here.
Well, the match has been signed, and here comes...
I don't care what's been signed. You just stretch it unless I'm in it. What is they doing out here?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ken Mantell.
Mr. Akbar, the UWF is running their own business. Now, if your man wants a title match, he'll have to up for it and wait his turn. As for right now, you can finish this interview. Then when you finish, these uniformed officers are going to escort you and you out of the building.
All the way out of the building. All the way out of the building.
You can't do that to me. I'm the General. You can't do that to me. It's not right what's happening here, man. And you know it, and all these people know it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard Ken Mantell. They're not going to stay, not in the dressing room, but all the way out of the convention center, all the way outside. We're going to have that championship match. It's going to be Hacksaw Duggan
Gordy for the title, and you're not going to be here to see it.
You may escort us out tonight, but not every night. I'll be back. I shall return.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break while the police are escorting them out of the facility. We'll be right back with the UWF Heavyweight Championship in just a moment.
First of all, I'd like to say this. I am not out here to interfere in this match whatsoever. From the looks of the team behind me, Hayes, you got all you can handle tonight anyway. Hayes, you've been running your mouth for going on 6 weeks now, telling everybody that you ended Doc's career and that you chased me, and I've been running and hiding. Brother, I might be a lot of things, but I'm not scared, especially of a sissy like you. I'm here to say this right now. Doc is ready. Doc is going to be back. Doc's ready now. These next 2 weeks are icing on the cake. 2 weeks from tonight, Houston, Dr. Dean Williams and Ted DiBiase are going to face 2 Freebirds, and we're going to kick your butt.
Hey, DiBiase, let me tell you something, baby. Why wait for 2 weeks? Why don't...
Hey, there, the ladies are there, and Missy does not want to get near Dark Journey. And Missy Terrell coming out! And Dark Journey's got him by the hair! Missy's losing her clothing. Her shoes are coming off. Dark Journey's got a handful of blonde hair.
So Dark Journey was able to get her hands on the Missy Hyatt just momentarily, but that's the Freebirds. That's Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts attacking Ted DiBiase. Missing link. Terry Bam Bam Gordy's there. I tell you, Jim, between all these alliances and so forth, you don't know which side to protect.
They've had a tremendous situation with Ted DiBiase. They know it's DiBiase and Williams. The match is signed. They'd like to get rid of DiBiase and not have this big match coming up for the 22nd because they know that DiBiase and Williams are going to be more than ready for the battle of their life.
As Dark Journey looks on helplessly because the Freebirds have launched their attack on Missing Link and DiBiase. There's the Missing Link. Up in the ring, though, we still have Michael Hayes and Bam Bam Gordy working over Ted DiBiase. As Ted, that is one equalizer right here, but right now it's 3-on-2 as the Missing Link. All the way through. Ted DiBiase fighting with everything he's got.
DiBiase's been busted open and the Link's back in the ring. The Link with that head. The Freebirds want the glove. He's got the glove on. He's got the glove on. The Freebirds are going to high ground. They want out of there. And Friday, August 22nd, that man with his partner, the awesome stallion, Dr. S.D. Williams. It'll be them and the Freebirds. And can Dark Journey get her 5 minutes with the Link? I tell you, don't miss it. Get your tickets early. The summer's going to end on fire on August 22nd.
Up here with sensational Ted DiBiase, who will join Steve Dr. Williams on Friday, August 22nd, to go up against the fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts, in our grudge tag team battle. And DiBiase, after what's happened tonight, it's all-out war.
Peter, you saw me go down the ring tonight and issue a challenge to the Freebirds. I said I could wait. I've waited almost 6 weeks. And then Michael Hayes and the Freebirds come out in their own form, what they're famous for, and they jump me again. I want to tell you what, Peter, I've wrestled a lot of matches in my professional career. I've wrestled for the World Heavyweight title. I've wrestled for every major title there is. But this match means more to me and Doc than any match either one of us have ever been in. Because what it comes right down to is not just a win. It's what you're made of. It's guts. It's what's in your heart. It's being a man. Michael Hayes, you and the Freebirds almost put me out of my wrestling career back in 1980. And then in New Orleans, 6 weeks ago, you tried to do it again. And my friend and my partner came to help me. And in that effort, you almost ended his career. Well, let me tell you something. Doc's ready now. He's ready right now. The only reason he's not here right now is he wants a couple more weeks to put the icing on the cake. His guns are burning, and so are mine, brother. What you did to me tonight, you busted my head open again. It's not the first time, and I'm sure it's not the last time in my career that blood's gonna flow down my head. But I guarantee you this. When the bell rings in the Sam Houston Coliseum 2 weeks from tonight, all hell's gonna break loose. Because the dues are way past due. You're way past due. A butt whipping, Michael Hayes. You and those Freebirds. You've lied to these people. You've lied to everybody. And you've run, and you've hit, and you've dodged, and you've run. The run-in's over. Finished. When the bell rings and the smoke clears, Steve, Dr. Death Williams, and Ted DiBiase are going to stand tall for all these people in Houston, Texas.
This Friday night, then Tatum's got to leave the ring the way I understand it, and Dark Journey's going to get 5 minutes all alone with Missy Hyatt. And that just might well be the longest 5 minutes of Missy Hyatt's wrestling or her life as far as that part's concerned. If the Link can beat Tatum, and I think he can get the job done.
What an event that's going to be. We're urging everybody to be here in person because I doubt very seriously if that takes place, it will be on television. They're going to have to be here in the Coliseum. Fulton off the rope, and he comes down with a solid brain buster on Hot Stuff, and now as he's got that arm bar wrapping Gilbert up.
You know, Pete, you're mentioning about being here in person. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Bring the family out. I'd like to see everybody bring some posters. Welcome Dr. Death Steve back. His first time back. He's just been released from the doctor's care. Him and DiBiase, what a matchup against the Freebirds. And I want to be right here as close to ringside as I can get. I don't want to take a chance on missing it. I want to see if Missy Hyatt can stay with Dark Journey for 5 minutes, if the Link can beat Hollywood John Tatum.
That may be the discussion topic of 1986 in Houston Wrestling, if those two females step inside the ropes against each other. You know, Jim, when they look back on this great year of 1986, I think most fans are going to point to the fact that this has been the greatest year for tag team action. We're seeing witness of it right now with his battle for the Universal Wrestling Federation tag team title and belt. But Friday, August 22nd, when Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Williams team up again, we know what kind of team, and the fans know what kind of team they form, probably against one of the most famous tag teams in wrestling history, the Fabulous Freebirds. That's going to be tag team action at its very best.
And you're looking at two great tag teams. That just cements what you said, Pete. Well, great maneuver by Tommy Rogers. And Hot Stuff, excuse my expression, ain't doing too good.
Well, Bobby Fulton picking up where Rogers left off. As Hot Stuff and Sting, they seem to be, maybe they were doing just a little bit too much celebrating while the Fantastics had done nothing but get ready for this match. They look fine and tuned. A drop across the inside of thigh.
Gilbert has been lacerated. He's been busted open by, I don't know if it's Fulton or Rogers, but they really got him. I tell you, he better get his mind off his corporation and about his alleged personal interest in Missy Hyatt, because if he doesn't, they may be the shortest-lived tag team champions in Universal Wrestling Federation history, because this team, Rogers and Fulton, are phenomenal. They are at the top of their game, and a lot of people think it's just a matter of time to regain the titles.
Rogers went high in the air, looking for that final blow, that elbow across the throat that could bring him victory. Unfortunately, he missed for Fantastic fans, but Gilbert, trying to take advantage of the dazed Rogers, wasn't able to capitalize.
Rogers moved out of the way very adeptly, and now he's taking over on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and a big right hand by Fulton. The tag was made now. It's going to be Gilbert and Fulton in the ring. Remember, everybody, here on 39 Gold, this is for the UWF Tag Team Championship.
Well, Fulton went into the rope, and Sting drove that knee right into the lower back. Caught Fulton, and it caught him well.
That's a dangerous place to get that knee, right in the kidney area. A very tender organ. And now Fulton, you see him holding his back there. They have really slowed him down, and rightfully so. Now, Amazing how their strategy, high-impact maneuvers, and now they send the big hammer in. 270 pounds. Look at the muscle definition in this man.
He's a wrestling machine, wrestling machine under the guidance of a very devious mind of Hot Stuff Gilbert. That's a dangerous combination, and that was a vicious clothesline.
Well, you know, his partner was here. He ran out of the area. He was completely intimidated, but this young man stayed and improved and got tougher day by day. It's paid off for him. He hasn't quit like his partner did. He's right here, and he's one half of the UWF Tag Team Champions. And look how easy, how effortlessly he got up Bobby Fulton. This man is really improving, and I don't want to harp on that point, but he has really come along, and now we've got a near fall situation here, Pete.
Very near fall, as Fulton was smart enough to reach out for that bottom rope, because after that vicious, punishing backbreaker, but Gilbert, he's smart enough to know not to let Fulton have to recuperate. He sees that Fulton has been injured by that backbreaker. They don't want to pass up that opportunity to retain those titles and belts.
Well, he threw him over the top rope. The referee was preoccupied there. That would have been an automatic disqualification. And I wouldn't be surprised that Gilbert, if it really got hot and heavy, he wouldn't get disqualified anyway. He's that devious. He has no sportsmanship whatsoever. The short way out's fine with him. I'll tell you, this situation is really the boiling point. When we talk about boiling, I know for a fact, from what I have been told and what I've seen in the dressing room, that Missy Hyatt is completely incensed about the stipulations for this Friday night's match. She's done everything that she possibly can to get that particular part of the match waived from the contract. It's not going to be done if the Link can beat Tatum, and I think he can. You're in bad trouble, my dear. Bad trouble.
Now Fulton showing the fight and spirit that has made him such a big favorite here along with his partner Tommy Rogers. But Gilbert, you saw how quickly he was able to take care of that situation. Now these four men you see in the ring right now, regardless of tonight's outcome, they return Friday, August 22nd in the sixth man, and elbow. Back suplex by Sting and Hot Stuff Gilbert, as Bobby Fulton is in a very bad way, but that shows a lot of determination, a lot of ability to take punishment.
It sure does. As you said this Friday night, the Fantastics and Terry Taylor against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Sting, and Jack Victory. You can almost count on Missy being down there. You know, you think she will, but you never know about her. But that's going to be a tremendous sixth man and a great standing vertical suplex by Bobby Fulton of the Fantastics. WF Tag Team titles are in jeopardy, but Gilbert got to the corner. That's a good strategic maneuver. And here comes Tommy Rogers like a buzzsaw.
These Fantastics have that ability to literally explode inside the ring. As we're watching Tommy Rogers work over Sting, Bobby Fulton taking care of Gilbert, as we got all four men in the ring. Now the Fantastics setting them up as Sting went airborne. We've got Rogers on top. We got one, but Carl Fergie just didn't get down there quite quick enough. But you can't blame him with so much going on right now, trying to regain some kind of control of this tag match.
There's a big turning point here because Gilbert dropped that elbow right on Sting. A big turning point in this match. We may be seeing new tag team champions right here, everybody.
Rogers up and over. Carl Fergie now, as fans were screaming for him to get down on the count, but look at
Hot Stuff.
He grabbed his hand.
He had three and he grabbed his hand. He saved the titles right there by grabbing his hand. The referee was going down for the third count and Gilbert grabbed his hand, and now it is really breaking loose here. Woo, what a clubbing hand. Big forearm by Sting.
As Sting now showing his roughhouse tactics as he sends Rogers to the ropes. Rogers comes back with that kick to the midsection. But what the fans are still screaming about is the fact that they thought they had the 3 counts for the Fantastics. Now wrapped up. We got one. But that's all we have, as Gilbert one more time stopped the Fantastics from pinning Sting.
He got disqualified on purpose. He threw him over the top rope. He's doing anything he can to save the titles. The disqualification saved him there, and now they're double teaming Fulton. Rogers went all the way out over the top rope and all the way to the concrete floor, doing a number on Fulton.
Gilbert and Sting, they were desperate. They saw those belts sliding from their hands as the Fantastics were trying to pin Sting, and fans screamed, look at Rogers.
He saved his partner for that double clothesline there. The referee's called for the bell. The Fantastics got to win it by disqualification, but they're not going to win the titles. And, man, this is a brawl. You talk about a six-man tag match this Friday night. It's going to be in the streets. When Terry Taylor joins the Fantastics, Jack Victory joins Gilbert and Sting. And this thing is not over yet. They've been ringing the bell for minutes.
As Tommy Rogers up on that top rope, he didn't miss that time. He lowered the boom on Hot Stuff Gilbert. And now we see some of the frustration from the Fantastics as they felt, just like the 10,000 wrestling fans here, they had those belts back in their hands. They were just one count away, and a count that fans felt like that should have taken.
Well, Gilbert they're trying to get out. Whoa! Man, he nailed him. I'll tell you. Gilbert saved the titles by getting disqualified. The Fantastics have dominated this match. No doubt about it. The tag team of the year. And they have proved it once again here tonight.
Well, they came to the Coliseum tonight to prove a point, and I think they've proved it. That they can take the fight to Sting and Gilbert. If you keep Missy Hyatt away from ringside, they feel that they can beat this team. As they came to get a piece of Sting and a piece of Hot Stuff, they haven't been satisfied yet. They still want.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Friday night, there's no titles on the line, but it's darn sure going to be a six-man tag team war because Terry Taylor doesn't care for Gilbert, Sting, and especially Jack Victory, and they're still fighting here at the Coliseum. Most of the 10,000 are standing. They're out in the crowd now.
As they're filing up the aisles with the Houston Police right after them, Gilbert and Fulton. And right into that TV truck right behind us, Jim. Fulton staying after Gilbert as they battled right by the TV truck all the way over. And the fans here on their feet, they're standing on the chairs. Fantastic. And now we've got Sting and Tommy Rogers battling as well. Right behind us. We can't put the TV cameras on it, but the excitement's busted loose right in the north end of the Coliseum, Jim.
They're fighting all the way back to the dressing room area, almost outside. Ladies and gentlemen, this Friday night, you want six-man action, you're going to get it. And they're all over the building now. I can't wait till this Friday night. It's going to be a battle.
We'll be back with more exciting, explosive wrestling action in just one moment.
270 pounds, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Also introducing Ted DiBiase.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you hear the music. The boys are back in town. You see Michael Hayes and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. This UWF Heavyweight Championship will be on the line momentarily. There you see the awesome champion, Bam Bam Terry Gordy. Michael Hayes there. Ted DiBiase and Hacksaw Duggan across the ring. The boys are back in town. And the UWF Championship will be on the line momentarily. What a phenomenal crowd here in Tulsa. Television taping again this Sunday night at the Convention Center starting at 7:30. Hope you'll be with us. Nothing like it in person, wherever it may be. There you see that beautiful UWF Heavyweight Championship belt. There's the challenger, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's been waiting on this match a long, long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the current UWF Heavyweight Champion from Bad Street at 294 pounds, Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Also introducing Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes. This match for the UWF Heavyweight title, one fall or television time remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very situation. I saw The referee has got their hands. Well, wait a minute. Here's Ken Mantell and referee Tommy Gilbert. Mantell back in the ring.
Michael Hayes and Ted DiBiase. This match is for the UWF Championship. We've had nothing but bad blood and bad interference. So as an official, I'm saying you, Ted DiBiase, and you, Michael Hayes, go to the back and stay there. Michael, you may have the right to be here, but if you don't go to the back and you don't stay there, you're going to be suspended without pay. So when you go to the back, you better stay there, and you've got 50 seconds to get there. Why you can't do this? 14. You can't do this. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's breaking down here. It's going to be one-on-one. This is a match we've all been waiting for. A tremendous move by the Universal Wrestling Federation to remove all the interference. It's going to be one-on-one. Hacksaw Duggan and the Big Bam Bam, Terry Gordy for the UWF gold. Hacksaw Jim Duggan setting himself for that spear, and Gordy quickly getting out of the ring. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that these two big, tremendous athletes at one time were the best of friends, but they have most severely, brutally parted ways, and it's going to be settled right here tonight in the squared circle for the UWF Heavyweight Championship, and there you see the champion, the #1 man in the Universal Wrestling Federation, Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and the man that many fans think should be the UWF champion, the man that a lot of people think was robbed. There you see him, the big saw from Glens Falls, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Well, I'll tell you, I love it. They're letting it be one-on-one. Let's settle it in the ring. Boom. Two big bulls colliding. Bam Bam at about 295. Duggan looks to be about 285 on this evening. Neither man gave an inch. Both very similar in style. And Duggan with a body check, that tackle, and Bam Bam all the way through and outside. And Gordy with a somewhat of a bewildered look, and he is irate. He's incensed at the way this match is going. This crowd, another great crowd. They're enthusiastic. Yes, they are. Great action, ladies and gentlemen, coming up this upcoming week. So many cities hosting the Universal Wrestling Federation, the national tour on the drawing board. And this crowd, you hear the noise. They're very enthusiastic in Tulsa. Duggan with a flying body press, the referee down, 1-2. And Gordy powered out at 2, and Duggan with a right hand. Side headlock now by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Remember, you're watching the Universal Wrestling Federation, and this match is for the Universal Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the challenger, with a side headlock on the reigning champion, Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Next week, the good doctor returns, ladies and gentlemen. He's been released from his medical care. Dr. Death back here next week. I can't wait. Duggan, the big man from Glens Falls, New York, the alumnus of Southern Methodist University in Dallas. Gordy with a cheap shot, caught Duggan walking in. Gordy buried that knee into the solar plexus of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Duggan quickly back on his feet. Gordy with a big right hand, and he can throw a right hand. It is power-packed. Gordy with that hammer across the face of Duggan, but you're not going to pin him just with a lateral press. I've never seen that done by anyone. Reversal by Duggan. High elevation. The champion goes down. Duggan set for the spear, and Duggan went for the spear, but Gordy moved out of the way. At the last moment, Gordy moved out of the way, and he's signaling for that thumb up, and he doesn't mean all is well. The Oriental Spike, another of the weapons that Bam Bam possesses, and that sleeper is another. Gordy, an international star, that Japanese sleeper. He's got it locked in on Hacksaw Duggan. Gordy has perfected so many maneuvers. Look at Duggan. His look, he's getting dazed. The look in Hacksaw Duggan's face tells the story. Duggan raking the eyes. He got out of the sleeper. It's scientific, but it was effective. Gordy feeling it right back to the attack, and Duggan scooped him up. And remember, Gordy's 295. Duggan scooped him up, and Duggan went to the knee. And now Gordy trying to go for the figure four. We'll have to be taking a commercial break here, ladies and gentlemen, for the television station in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been notified that we need to take our commercial commitment at this time. We'll keep our cameras running. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
I'm not even worried about you. Missing Link is going to take care of you and get you out of the way. What I'm worried about, my 5 minutes with Missy Hyatt. Because his hand's going to be raised, and I'm going to get you, Missy. I'm going to give you just what you deserve. I'm going to have you whining all over that. I'm going to rip your nails off. I'm going to pull your hair out. I'm going to mess up your face so bad, I don't even think John will even want you anymore. You stay out of my way, because I'm going to get you. It's going to be the longest 5 minutes of your life.
Thanks very much for staying with us, everybody. Jim Ross back with you at the Tulsa Convention Center. Terry Gordy has continued to work on the leg of Hacksaw Jim Duggan during the commercial break. The crowd, go Jim, go. They know it's all on the line for the big Hacksaw. He's won this match, but Gordy is a phenomenal champion. These two awesome athletes have competed so heatedly in this contest, and Duggan kicks Gordy off. Gordy going for the figure four, and Duggan's knee has really taken a punishment. Duggan with a sunset slip, trying to wrap Gordy up. We got a 2 count. A near fall for Hacksaw Duggan. Duggan inside drop cradle. He's got him. He's got him for 2. I thought he had an inside drop cradle by Hacksaw Duggan. And now Gordy back to the attack. These two big men have hammered each other. You can tell it's taking its toll. Gordy pulled down his knee pad to really hammer Duggan, but the big Hacksaw moved out of the way. What a contest. The UWF title on the line. It's going to break down here. Bruce Pritchard getting out of the way. Referee Fergie virtually helpless. And Duggan ramming that leg into the post. Gordy in anguish. It's almost like you could see the expression that Gordy could feel that title slipping away. Duggan now, the big man back on his feet. Gordy now setting Duggan for that pile driver. He got Duggan in the pile driver. This should be all right here. He got Duggan in that pile driver. 1, 2, and Duggan powered out. He powered out. What an effort by the big Hacksaw. And Duggan's fighting back. Man, what a battle. Duggan came in and Gordy caught him with a foot. Gordy with that thumb up. Signaling, I think, for the Oriental Spike. Remember, that's what happened to Cowboy Bill Watts when they triple-teamed him. He's put a lot of big men, a lot of good men down with that Oriental Spike, and now he's got it on Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Can Duggan withstand the Spike? Can Gordy hold on to the title? We've got time left in this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't leave your television set. What enthusiasm and excitement we've got here in Tulsa at the center. Hacksaw Duggan laying motionless on the canvas. Gordy has got the spike buried. The referee has got to keep a very, very close scrutiny on this situation. I know Fergie will give Duggan every margin that he can as far as making his decision. A Hacksaw Duggan fighting his way back up. Duggan hears those people. The fans love Hacksaw Duggan, and they're enthusiastic all over the UWF, and Bam Bam has got it locked. Gordy at 295, the #1 man in the Universal Wrestling Federation. He is the champion. Listen to the crowd. Well, I'm sure the folks back home in Glens Falls, that young lady having a great time. But the folks back at Glens Falls, you can almost hear them yelling, Dugan, Dugan as well. Back in the ropes now. Gordy with a big clubbing right hand. And Duggan is wobbly. Ooh, they both, what a collision. Hacksaw Duggan down. Terry Gordy across the ring down. The referee will be counting. Man, what a battle. With a title on the line, they're letting it all out, and this crowd loves it. Get up, they're yelling, get up, Jim Duggan. Gordy's all the way up, he's up now, Gordy now. He's a little wobbly, but he's climbing to the top rope, but Duggan's got him. Duggan has got him. All the way off, he's 295, and he's down to the canvas, and Duggan is down. What a battle, a classic battle on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Duggan with a right. Hacksaw Duggan and Gordy have battered each other, and I mean battered in this contest. And Gordy back with that sleeper. Duggan reaching desperately for the ropes. Look at the look on Duggan's face. He's losing his consciousness, there's no doubt about it. Hacksaw Duggan. And Gordy's got his weight on top of Duggan. Remember, he's almost 300 pounds, weighed in at 294, I think, officially. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds of airtime. We will keep it here as long as possible. What a battle we've got here. The Universal Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. Right here on television. We're bringing it to you right to your home, but there's nothing like being in the arenas. These fans will tell you the same thing. They're standing. We're inside 60 seconds of television time remaining. Duggan with a clothesline, and he's got him. Duggan with a stop, and he's got him. He got the clothesline, and it connected. Duggan coming right back on Gordy, and Gordy is wobbly. The champion is in deep trouble. The champion is in deep trouble, and Duggan on that second rope, hammering those grade A hams. The champion's in trouble, but we've only got 30 seconds left of television time. And Duggan pulls the referee out of the way. Pretty up and in. What velocity. Duggan threw him all the way up, and the champion is upside down. The championship is in the balance. The UWF Championship is in the balance, ladies and gentlemen, but we're out of time for our whole crew. I'm Jim Ross. We'll see you next week right here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. He's got him.
Sorry, we've run out of time, and we've got to go now, but don't forget action at the San
Houston Coliseum. My name is Peter Burkholz. Sitting alongside me, the Universal Wrestling Federation, Jim Ross. But up in the ring, we have a showdown featuring the Rookie of the Year selected by wrestling fans from all over the world, Rick Steiner. And there you go. Go up against the best of them, but he never takes a backward step.
He certainly does it, Pete, and it's great to be back with you in the beautiful city of Houston, Texas, here on 39 Gold. Brett Sawyer will very elementary form of sign language to the awesome athlete. And I tell you, watching him move around the ring, I think you're looking at without a doubt, one of the great young superstars in professional wrestling. He's in marvelous condition. He's got a great amateur background. He's paid the price to get into the pros. And now with Missy Hyatt and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert's leadership, I guess you could call it leadership, Pete. I think he is really a phenomenal athlete. I think the fans made a great choice in selecting the Rookie of the Year.
Well, it's interesting to point out that because of his tremendous athletic ability, he was selected not because of his popularity. He had to overcome that stigma there that wrestling fans have. And a beautiful hit flip, though. The way he called Brett Sawyer come off those ropes. And excellent athlete. The fans made debate. Strutting in there. I haven't seen him do that before, Pete. Eddie Gilbert's rubbing off on him a little bit. And I tell you, to be quite honest, there are some traits that Eddie Gilbert possesses that I would, if I were a professional wrestler, that I would want to rub off on him. Eddie Gilbert's a very accomplished athlete inside the squared circle. His strutting and his attitude is, I'm not bragging on that, though, however. It could be a very scary thought if Eddie Hot Stuff Gilbert or Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert was able to implement his shrewd and devious mind into the body of a wrestling machine like Rick Steiner.
Well, that's exactly right. Nice conversion by Brett Sawyer with a hip lock. Drop kick punch to the jaw. And Steiner, they didn't teach him to vacate the premises at the University of Michigan where he was an All-American. But Eddie Gilbert over there doing a little coaching. I tell you, Steiner's a phenomenal athlete. He'll be Ted Victory on Friday night, September the 5th. They'll be going against Ted DiBiase and Chavo Guerrero. And I'll assure you that Missy Hyatt and Hot Stuff better spend a lot of long hours looking at film and getting their game plan together, because when Steiner and Victor go against DiBiase and Chavo, they're going against two of the, well, in my opinion, two of the greatest athletes ever in professional wrestling, two great strategists.
Friday, September 5th. That is the date that Houston Wrestling returns to the Sam Houston Coliseum. A tremendous card. Missy Hyatt's going to be pretty busy that night because she will be involved in a mixed tag team battle. That's correct. Missy Hyatt will be one member of a tag team, including the other member, Hollywood John Tatum, as Hollywood John Tatum and Missy Hyatt team up to go up against a Missing Link and Dark Journey in a mixed tag battle. And that could be the show stealer of all show stealers.
That sure could. And I'm sure the fans know the rules of mixed tag. If the Missing Link starts the match, on Tatum, for example, which I think will probably happen, I think Missy will see to that. But if the Link tags Dark Journey at any time during the match, Missy has to come in. Not because she wants to, but because she has to. That's the rule of the mixed tag. If the men tag the ladies have to come in, and then it will be Dark Journey and Missy Hyatt right in the ring in a wrestling match. And that's going to be on Friday, September the 5th. Don't be confused. The next event is Friday, September the 5th here in the Coliseum. You'll see all the top stars from UWF at that time, and only on Friday, September the 5th, right here in your home, right here at Sam Houston Coliseum.
Rick Steiner missed once, twice, but beautiful. The way Brett Sawyer came across with that cross body block as he came on top of Rick Steiner, but Rick Steiner's a powerful man to try to keep for the 1-2-3.
I'll tell you another match, in addition to this mixed tag team match, talking about tag team encounters, the WWF tag team titles will be on the line when the Fantastics go against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Sting, also on Friday, September the 5th. And Terry Taylor will defend the UWF TV title against the Giant One-Man Gang. The significance in that match, Pete, and we've talked about this, is the fact that if Akbar can secure that television title from Terry Taylor, that puts the One-Man Gang as the #1 challenger for the UWF Heavyweight Championship for Terry Bam Bam Gordy. So, boy, I tell you, Friday, September the 5th, and that's the next time the UWF back in town. Houston Wrestling back on September the 5th. One of the most awesome cards with so many important matches on them up and down this big card.
The 5-minute mark has just passed in this first match as Rick Steiner, powerful Rick Steiner, has a side headlock on Brett Sawyer. Now, Rick Steiner is a man who's strong enough to quickly turn that side headlock right into a submission hold.
Oh, you're not kidding. And another thing, it's back to school special night, Pete. 6:30, they bring the kids out, everybody, and let them meet all the wrestlers, get their autographs. Steiner going to the well. The well was dry, so to speak. But starting at 6:30 on Friday night, September the 5th, a big autograph party with all your favorite stars. I hope we can even convince promoter Paul Bosch to join in on that. I think the fans will love me, that legendary figure in professional wrestling. And we're also going to have a bunch of free pictures. So it's going to be a great family night on the 5th of September. And we certainly hope everybody will come out and be with us on that evening.
Now Rick Steiner asking for a timeout. Of course, there is no timeouts in professional wrestling. He must be remembering back to his days going to the University of Michigan. And that is what makes Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert so valuable to Rick Steiner, that extra edge.
It was exactly right. He did not touch the man. He didn't lay his hands on him. He did not do anything physical, but his verbal barrage inflicted upon Brett Sawyer, reacting to it, was a very costly error on Brett Sawyer's behalf.
For you wrestling fans who just may have tuned in, I urge you to stay tuned, because later on this program, we are going to have an exciting and history-making interview take place with promoter Paul Bosch. Of course, Jim, you were involved in that interview, and so later on in this program,
it's the most exciting thing I've ever been involved with, Pete, in wrestling. And I'm not exaggerating one bit. Our fans will stay with us. In just a few moments, we'll be having that interview. It's something that is history-making, and it's involving the fans in Houston and your promoter, Paul Bosch. It's something you just, well, it's awfully hard to believe, but we'll not let the cat out of the bag any farther, Pete. It should be, I can't wait to sit here with myself on the screen.
So, wallop there by Rick Steiner as he throws him down with a body slam. Crotch-hold him body slammer. Steiner is great at giving out punishment. That time he took a little bit too much time and coming back at Brett Sawyer. As he may have underestimated the fighting spirit in Sawyer, as Sawyer is doing what he has done so many times, and that's battling right back in that beautiful way he caught him with that elbow to the chin. So,
Eddie Gilbert's up over there.
Brett Sawyer, he's had his hands full with Rick Steiner as it is. He doesn't need to be distracted by Hot Stuff, but of course, and that is a devastating belly-to-belly suplex by Rick Steiner, and that's the match. That's all it takes for someone like Rick Steiner.
That's exactly right, and he is devastating that belly-to-belly suplex. Remember, autograph party, free pictures, and an awesome card on Friday night, September the 5th, and that big announcement coming up just a little bit later in this program.
So Rick Steiner, the winner. We'll be back with more exciting wrestling action in just one moment.
Wrestling, and the reason that we're one time is that Steve Dr. Death Williams, along with Ted DiBiase, has asked promoter Paul Bosch to join them here. There's apparently going to be a very special request, perhaps a special announcement to be made here forthcoming, that Dr. Death wants to visit with promoter Paul Bosch about, Teddy, but I know you've got something to say before we start this.
Jim, as everybody knows, up until this point right now, Doc has refused to talk to anybody. He has had nothing to say. He wants to do all his talking in the ring, but we've talked this over, and we've got a special request. It's Doc's request, actually, but I'm very much involved. He's my partner, and we've come to Paul Bosch because Paul Bosch is, in the wrestling world, in the eyes of the wrestlers, and myself and Doc, like the dean of professional wrestling. He's the one promoter that we felt that we could turn to with this type of request. Probably the only promoter that we could turn to, and that, being the fair man that he is, grant us this request. And it involves cage matches, and in particular, Paul Bosch here in Houston, a cage that nobody has ever got into or out of during a match.
Well, Doc, the request is?
Well, Paul, I'm asking you for 3 simple favors. So I'm asking you to go against the Freebirds. Now, everybody knows what the Freebirds have done to Teddy and myself, almost end our career. What I'm asking you is I would like to go against the Freebirds in a cage match, all 3 of them. Now, this is not all at once. This is one match after another. And I'd like to have, right here in Houston Coliseum, Houston's cage, and you know exactly how tough that Houston cage is. Now, there's been a lot of great wrestlers, Bill Watts, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, a lot of them. You people know. I know how tough it's going to be. But I'm asking you 3 simple favors.
Now, you said 3 matches, one following. You're not talking about wrestling 3 men in one night, are you?
No, sir. I'm talking about
one match after another. That's not one at one night. I'm talking about the one after the next week after the next.
Ah, you want to be on 3 different cards with
Yes,
a
sir.
different free bird. Each time you want a cage wrapped around you to keep people out and to keep the free birds in and to give you an opportunity to do what you believe you can do.
Exactly, and the one I want to start out with is Buddy Roberts at first, then Michael Hayes, and then at last one, Terry Gordy.
Do you know that no man has ever wrestled 3 consecutive cage matches? Not in all the history of wrestling here, and this is where cage matches actually began.
That's right, Mr. Bosch. I know that, and I know the history about the Houston cage. But I think I'm the man who can end the Freebird's career. If I can't end the Freebird's career, I take care of business and let the Freebirds know about Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
All right, if that's what you want, and we're ready to start with the next show. We're ready to start on September 5th, Friday, September the 5th.
I'm ready.
With the cage. If you're ready, then I can guarantee you this, because if the Freebirds sidestep this, then they'll sidestep wrestling here in Houston. We don't want them if they're not going to pick up challenges that are legitimate.
Thank you very much. That's great.
One more thing, Mr. Bosch. Well, Doc has asked for the first match to be against Buddy Roberts, which means he beats Buddy Roberts. The next man in line is Michael Hayes. And Michael Hayes knows that if Doc beats Buddy Roberts, it's going to be his backside in that ring all alone with this man right here, and there's no way in the world he wants to do that. He's going to try everything he can to prevent having to face that match. Now, I know that nobody's ever got in that cage or gotten out of that cage, but Michael Hayes is a very cunning, he's a very backstabbing, around-the-corner type of guy. All I'm asking is that, I'm not asking to get in the cage, I'm just asking that you allow me to be at ringside during that first match.
That's my contract to you. You may. Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it sounds like it's set, and I think that we need to get some comments from the Freebirds. We'll do so momentarily. All right, Michael, you know the story now. 3 cage matches. Paul Bosch has granted Steve Dr. Death Williams on 3 consecutive events in this city. Cage matches with all 3 Freebirds. It is unheard of in this sport, and it's the Houston cage, the cage of Johnny Valentine and Bull Curry, and every top star in the wrestling has settled it all inside that cyclone fence. Nobody's ever gotten in, nobody's ever gotten out.
You know, you look real happy about the situation, don't you? You know, because I seen your face smiling when they were requesting Paul Bosch to give them this. You know why? Because you'd like to get rid of us, and I'm the one that made you Announcer of the Year. Now, gratitude, isn't it, Jim Ross? That's a lot of gratitude by the Universal Wrestling Federation to put us in some kind of circumstances to get rid of us. Well, let me tell you something. You've been pushing us around too long. Paul Bosch, you saying, yes, I'll give him this. Ken Mantell coming out and telling us, yeah, you got $1 million contract, but you don't own the UWF. The UWF owns you. Well, let me tell all of you something, and including you, Dr. Death, because obviously that neck injury went straight to your brain. I don't know if it's a cerebrum or what part of it, but for any man or any fool to ask to meet 3 Freebirds consecutively in a cage match where you can't get in and you can't get out. The Houston cage match is notorious. It's legendary. What's going to happen the next time when you get in there with him? Because I don't know who's in your ear, Ted DiBiase, making you think, first of all, you can even get through him to me. Because in a cage match, that means anything goes. And you know what that means, brother? That means that if he wants to pile drive you 4 times, nobody can do nothing about it. Nobody can come in there, and nobody can tell him to stop. And I think everybody's seen that we don't stop. We keep on rocking. We're just like a good clock. We keep on ticking and we keep on talking. And if you want to end your career that way, if you're stupid enough to come back like you did, then so be it. Because I tell you what, I sleep better at night when I know there's going to be violence coming up. You understand what I'm talking about? We rule this city, and we rule the whole Universal Wrestling Federation. And there ain't one damn thing you can do about it.
Absolutely right. You know what, Michael? You know what I think about Steve Williams? I think he's got suicidal tendencies to want to wrestle each Freebird individually in a cage match. Start with me. Well, it's the fact of the past. 4 years ago, when I played college ball, My team used to play against Oklahoma, and I was a running back. And you know who switched and played against me? Steve Williams, to try to stop and block me. Well, every time that he tried to stop me and block me, I used to go around him, under him, and over him. And I'm going to prove that in the professional ring right here in the cage match in Houston.
Got it, boy. You better be ready. And Ted DiBiase, one thing. They gave you permission to sit ringside. I'm not on that card, and I'm not asking permission to sit anywhere because I'll be wherever I want. You understand that?
Add that steel cage battle as the final event to that already tremendous blockbusting card Friday, September 5th. That's when Houston Wrestling returns to Sam Houston Coliseum on Friday, September 5th. And you can see now as Gary Young adding that extra twist, big arm to the big body of one-man gang. Gary Young is a big man himself. And yes, up against one-man gang, he has a tough assignment.
Buster, the gang has one thing in his favor. He is visually tough. You look at him, and there's something about him that looks not only tough, but just looks as though he has not an ounce of mercy in his bones. And that's the kind of a man you have to beware of in that ring.
He not only has that look of intimidation, but he's got a reputation that backs it up, because remember, that is the man who put the 27 stitches into the head of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's also the man that put Duggan's neck into a brace, but he's not finished with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, because Duggan has vowed to come back and settle the score with one-man gang. Now, one-man gang will be here on Friday, September 5th. We'll be on that big Houston wrestling card as he goes for the TV title, currently held by Terry Taylor. General Skandor Akbar has made no bones about it. He wants the TV title, and he wants that UWF heavyweight title around the waist of one-man gang. It may take both belts to get around the waist of one-man gang.
It'll need an extra section in it, that's for sure, Pete. If you watch Gary Young in there, he's using a double wrist lock and working on that arm. But the gang is just too big to be held on its feet in that manner too long. And the longer you hold him, the more dangerous he's likely to become.
Gary Young has been able to outsmart one-man gang and bending him over using that leverage as he brings that 6'9" frame down to a more handleable size, if there is such a thing with the one-man gang. That's one of the biggest problems that Gary Young's going to have to face, is just the awesome size of this man. Over 400 pounds, over 6'9", and he knows how to use that size to his advantage.
You know, we're all proud of the manner in which Gary Young has made his return to wrestling after a few years of staying away from it. But he shows that sometimes a sabbatical like that will get you in sharp condition, and he has used his time well.
That renewed interest is what propelling Gary Young so far in his return to professional wrestling. He's done extremely well, and tonight could be one night that if he's able to pull the big upset, could be a huge feather in his cap.
Well, he's already proven that he can stand up to him. He's already proven that he can use wrestling holds to nullify that difference in weight. And as long as Gary Young keeps that in mind, he'll stay in that match. But you saw lightning strike that time.
That's why one-man gang is so explosive and so devastating. It just takes one of those blows by from reaching high, and he can, as tall as he is, with that huge arm, and come down with that sledgehammer-like blow. And you can see what it did. It dazed Gary Young, and now once one-man gang sees an opening, he is veteran enough, he is crafty enough to know exactly what to do with it.
And he knows what to do. As a matter of fact, the attitude of Gary Young has been remarkable. He has taken very little note of the fact that he is outweighed and outgunned. And now he's got the added difficulties with the Skandor Akbar on the outside. I was going to call him the general, but I think that's an insult to generals.
Okay, well, Skandor Akbar snuck in that punch, and that's what Gary Young is complaining about. That's more important. That's what the fans here in the Coliseum are complaining about. But as Tommy Gilbert trying to take care of Akbar, one-man gang was taking liberties with Gary Young. 5 minutes deep into this match. One-man gang, over 400 pounds, 6'9", and a vicious wallop by one-man gang, punishing wallop.
A rabbit punch. And believe me, that's one of the reasons why in many areas the rabbit punch is barred, because a wallop in the back of the neck and at the base of the brain that way can do you permanent damage. And it is not a barred blow as such in wrestling, but of course even hitting with a fist was once barred, but now is condoned.
So
Young is looking for an opportunity to get in there on a 50-50 basis, but he's catching it pretty hard.
Tommy Gilbert now pushing one-man gang back again. You saw in your picture where Akbar pulled on the legs of Gary Young, as Tommy Gilbert now trying to get Akbar under control. One-man gang stepping on the throat area of Gary Young, as it's a vicious, this one-man gang and General Skandar Akbar. You just about have to call him a team, because even though Akbar's outside the ring, he has always made his presence known to one-man gang's opponents.
Notice the manner in which he moves in, almost a stalking move to just follow his opponent around that ring and to be very close to him when it comes time to grab him. And Tommy Gilbert, well, there you are, there's the man standing up and doing a little pushing, but since Tommy has a record of having wrestled and done extremely well, he's not going to back away from it.
Charging one-man gang. And fortunately for Gary Young, he got out of the way, because if one-man gang would have landed, they still would have been trying to scrape Gary Young off that turnbuckle. Now Gary Young showing the fight and spirit that the fans here in Houston, Texas, and throughout the Universal Wrestling Federation area has really grown to respect. And one-man gang of a big giant, as Gary Young now trying to bring that giant down to size.
And he's doing him slowly by slowly, just too many pounds. Well placed, well placed.
It took two drop kicks, but he knocked them down. And listen to this crowd now, because they haven't seen that too often. The one-man gang being knocked down to the mat. And Gary Young now trying, but good reversal by one-man gang, and he saw it coming and was able to get out of the way before those boots landed in his face.
Well, no matter what happens now, Pete, Gary Young has really caught the fancy of this crowd. He has put up a great battle against the one-man gang and proven to be somewhat of a gang himself.
Oh.
That was just too much to take.
And the way he throws that clothesline, it's a vicious, devastating, punishing maneuver. It's maneuvers like that, you can see why the NFL laws any clotheslining. And that guillotine drop, 400 pounds. We've got one-man gang on top as he continues to march through his opponents.
I'll take my hat off to Gary Young. That was a great effort.
And so Gary Young turned in a great effort. Houston product. We're all proud of him, but he was just up against someone too big and one-man gang. But of course, a lot of wrestlers have found that out. General Akbar now winning a few words with the fans here in the Coliseum.
Obviously, the one-man gang should be the UWF champion. But since you got a bunch of yellow guts here in the UWF, and I don't care how you take it, you've got to know that this man is a top man in UWF, and guess what? I'm behind him all the way. So if you don't like it, you know what you can do about it.
General Akbar taking the moment of victory of one-man gang as a good opportunity to rub it in the faces of Houston wrestling fans. As one-man gang steps over the top rope, he leaves the ring victorious under the guidance of General Akbar. We'll be back with Houston wrestling action after this important message.
The Hacksaw Duggan's going down there too. Gang's calling both out, but Duggan and Gordy are battling at ringside. Michael Hayes has jumped off the podium, and now the gang's fighting them all. And there's Michael Hayes. They may call him a sissy, but he's right in the middle of the fight. He's always there. Boy, I mean, it's breaking loose. They're all battling. There's Buddy Roberts after Duggan. The gang is battling Gordy. Boy, it is breaking loose at ringside. The crowd is coming to their feet. There goes DiBiase, Terry Taylor, and Big Jeff Gates. It's one heck of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. It is breaking out.
another exciting hour, Universal Wrestling Federation. I'm Jim Ross, and along with Michael Hayes,
Michael P.S. Hayes,
ladies and gentlemen, we'll call the action. You've seen some exciting footage from last week's program. We're going to talk more about that situation in just a few moments. It's going to be a phenomenal hour here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Today's main event, Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team titles on the line.
I have to wonder, can the Fantastics take the Eddie Gilbert elbow, that patented elbow that took the titles?
Well, we're going to find that out exactly in this hour. We're also going to have another feature involving Hyatt and Hot Stuff International. We'll see a new member of General Skandar Akbar's Devastation Incorporated. We'll also see the Freebirds in this hour.
Well, that'll make the whole show right there. I mean, that's what's made this the #1 syndicated wrestling program, or none, since the Freebirds came, the multi-million-dollar kids, and our contracts, and we're going to do something about it today.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we want to say a very special thank you to all the fans that were at the Wrestling Fans Convention in Houston, Texas recently. We enjoyed visiting with the fans from all over the country, all over the world for that matter. Our congratulations go out to Hacksaw Jim Duggan for being named the Wrestler of the Year. Also for Ted DiBiase in his People's Choice Award. Cowboy Bill Watts won a very special award. And along with the Freebirds, they won a very special award as well. We certainly appreciate all the fans being
well, I
there.
guess you're not going to go ahead and blow your own horn, right? You're not going to tell the people you got Announcer of the Year, are you?
I wasn't. I'm very proud of it. I want to thank the fans for that, because the wrestling fans voted that award. I sincerely do appreciate it.
Well, why don't you thank me?
Why?
I mean, why?
Why should I thank you?
Were you ever chosen Announcer of the Year before?
No.
Okay, enough said. Ever since we came here, this place, UW #1, ever since I came here, announced this show with you, now you're #1 announcer.
All right.
Enough said, okay? Right. Because I got other things on my mind, all right?
Last week.
That's right. Last week, Ken Mantell comes out here, says he's a big chief now. He's going to set down rules, and if you don't stick by him, baby, we'll make you stick by him.
Let's go back in time. Last week, and join exactly what Michael Hayes is talking about. Let's go back in time 1 week.
I'm saying, you, Ted DiBiase, and you, Michael Hayes, go to the back and stay there. Michael, you may have the right to be here, but if you don't go to the back and you don't stay there, you're going to be suspended without pay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ken Mantell sending Ted DiBiase and Michael Hayes back to the dressing room prior to the UWF Championship.
And I went back, right?
Right.
I went back. I did what I was told. People say we don't do what we're told. We did what we were told, because he's the UWF champion. He doesn't need my help. He doesn't need anybody's help. And what happened? Ken Mantell did not stick to what he said. Ted DiBiase came running out there, and I am sick of this. We're going to get something done about it. Matter of fact...
Wait just a second. Let's go back in time once again and join the closing moments of the UWF Heavyweight Championship
I want
matchup.
DiBiase suspended.
There was a masked man that came to the ring.
Masked man? Don't give me that masked man. It was DiBiase. You just roll the film, and we're going to get him suspended. You understand me? Right now. Just roll it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Hayes becoming more irate as the moments progressed here in our opening portion of the program, has now gone to the ring. Let's go to the ring and join Michael Hayes.
All right. I don't know if you think that our mama raised some fools, but she did. Last time, last week, Ken Mantell comes out here, big shot, runs me off, runs DiBiase off, and says, if either one of you come back, you're suspended without pay.
number one, yes, you're like a lot of other overpaid athletes. But I want to tell you one thing. You don't own this company. Matter of fact, if you want to know the truth about it, this company owns you. And you talk about contracts. Yeah. Well, I just happen to have a copy of yours with me. Number one, I told you and Ted DiBiase that if you came back, you'd be suspended without pay. And I didn't come back. You didn't come back, but he did. And the other man that came was the last man, so I don't know who he is. Oh, you do too. Now, I'm going to tell you this. We've had our lawyers going over this with a fine-tooth comb. And I want to tell you something. Your contract calls for TV time. If you want it, you better sit down. You better go to the back, and you better go with him, and you better do it now.
Well, that was pretty point blank as far as I'm concerned. Michael making his way back up here. I'm sure we haven't heard the last of this situation, and hopefully Mike Wilson will be conducting our ring introductions as the Freebirds go back to the dressing room here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Havana, Cuba at 238 pounds, Gustavo Mendoza. And 231 pounds from New Jersey, Justin Joe Savoli.
I've never been so humiliated in my life.
Ball or 10-minute time.
Who does he think he is, Jim Ross?
Well, Michael, now he's the vice president of the company. One thing he is. Now, you know exactly who he is.
That was Ted DiBiase. Everybody knows it. Anybody out there says that was not DiBiase is lying to themselves. It's one thing we're not. We're not liars. We'll tell you face to face, we'll beat you up.
Well, Michael, let's get on to the match at hand. You've had your day in court, and it didn't come out the way you wanted it. I can't do anything about that situation. But we've got two fine young athletes in the ring, Joe Savoli and Gustavo
You ought to go out there
Mendoza.
and beat them up. Both of them. Really ticked me off. I don't care about arm drags right now, though those two good arm drags. I'd like to take this size 12. Man, you don't push us around like that.
Jumping Joe Savoli, the younger son of the former junior heavyweight champion of the world, Angelo Savoli. Man, the fans remember him. He had some tremendous battles with the Oklahoma legend Danny Hodge a few years back.
Good shoulder tackle by Mendoza. There you go, kick him while he's down. He dropped down Savoli. There's a leapfrog for a monkey flip. Whoop! Man, I can't keep myself concentrated when you embarrass me and my brothers like that on TV. I don't know who Kim Mantell thinks he is, but he's going to find out who we are if you don't already know.
Michael, please try to regain your composure.
Don't tell me what to do. Good leg twist there.
A lot of exciting action coming up, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. What a card.
See there, he's threatening. That's illegal right there. Why don't you go out there now, Mantell? Why don't you go out there and suspend him or something, huh?
A lot of action tonight in Little Rock Barton Coliseum this Sunday. In Alexandria, Louisiana, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Big spectacular cards this weekend. Of course, we expect a record-setting crowd this Thursday night in Jackson, Mississippi at the Fairgrounds Coliseum there. And also the big one that everybody's talking about, Friday night in Memphis, Tennessee.
That was a sidekick used mostly by Oriental wrestlers. It was a glancing blow. I don't think he quite got Savoli all the way. Now he's got his arm. There you go. He's working that wrapped over the ropes, which obviously hurts your triceps and your biceps. Good twist and kickoff by Savoli. He's a quick wrestler. Semi-bear hug. Went behind. Good schoolboy. Might have the pin. Nope. Mendoza kicked out. You know what? I made you what you are today, the #1 announcer. You notice now everybody on their programs, because they're trying to catch up with the UWF, trying to get somebody that knows something about wrestling to come out and talk about it. It never fails. We were the first with music, first with everything. Everybody always trying to imitate us. Whoa! That's what you go. That's where you go when you go to the well too many times. You go to dry spell. He went for a flying body press in the corner. Mendoza ducked out, just ran his head into, excuse me, you're into professional wrestling.
Well, you're aggressive tonight, aren't you?
Well, wouldn't you be?
Not if I was...
Sellout crowd like this embarrass me. People, you know, he just gets off on that. I know people, when they get up in front office and bureaucracy, tick me off. Okay, now this is a chicken wing, partial backbreaker slam. He should have gone for the pin. See that? He had the man down, went for another move, gave him time to re-grasp himself, and hey, come on, 2 left-handed blows. Nothing done by the referee. Reversal, leapfrog by Savoli. Up, is that victory roll? Oh, did his head hit? Boy, his head hit, that had to semi-knock him out.
Jumpin' Joe Savoli with a victory, and we'll be back with more UWF action and General Skandar Akbar's newest protege when we come back.
From Vicksburg, Mississippi, at 230 pounds, Ken Massey.
Well, there he is, Ken Massey. He's done struck up victories that people didn't expect him to. He's got beat a lot, too. It's a new guy Akbar's got, and he don't go get nobody if he don't mean nothing. But he knows we mean business, too, anytime they want to come down and challenge the Universal Heavyweight Champion.
Also introducing the General Skandar Akbar from Savannah, Georgia, at 255 pounds, Savannah Jack. This match, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
Well, the newest member of Devastation Incorporated, and he has taken over on
time.
He certainly isn't.
And Akbar didn't waste no time once Duggan got rid of Kamala by getting him somebody else for his army. Good elbow. Good elbow. This guy's quick. He's built well.
Very explosive. Savannah Jack.
Whoa! A drop kick. You don't see many of Akbar's guys do that.
Certainly don't.
Maybe he's gone after a tough wrestler for once instead of just a brawler. What an elbow. Ooh. Did you hear that comment?
I don't really think that comment even
good knee lift.
Needs to be expounded on, as far as that's concerned.
I don't either.
Akbar is a devious man, and...
Well, it's Savannah Jack. Oh, he's mutilating Massey.
This is Devastation at its best. Ken Massey hasn't even got out of the blocks.
And this guy's quick, too. He's not just strong. Another drop kick. Look, the way that right foot crossed that chin. Well, I tell you what, if he wants to get mixed up in anything like we got mixed up in last week. Oh, look at him slapping his face. Disgracing him. Come on, boys. Get up. Look at that.
There's General Skandar Akbar and the one-man gang at ringside.
Well, everybody wants to try to get their top grip on the UWF because it's the #1 place in wrestling. And Akbar, he's always used to, but he's going to have to be like everybody else, sit on the second step as long as the Freebirds are here. Savannah Jack is just beating this guy up. He could have had a pin a long time ago. Massey hasn't made one aggressive move.
This guy's in great shape. Like you said, Michael, not too many guys I've seen in Akbar's.
Well, you know, he's from Georgia, like us. I mean, it just fit to me that oh, what a kick! What a... That definitely knocked him out.
That was definitely a knockout kick, Savannah
You're
Jack.
going to see more of a knockout because my brothers are going to come out and they're going to take out what Ken Mantell embarrassed us on Brett Wayne Sawyer and Gary Young right now. After this.
All right, when I talk to you, listen. Last week, it's the biggest controversy ever in the history of UWF. We were escorted out of the... simply because it was a stinking American alibi and an excuse because nobody has enough G-U-T-S guts to face Devastation Incorporated. And I'm talking not only to Captain Hippie Hacksaw Duggan, I'm talking to the Freebirds, I'm talking to Bill Watts, Ted DeBusan, and Dr. Ted, or anybody else that's got G-U-T-S guts. Yeah, I can spell it English. That's right, Savannah Jack, the latest member of Devastation Incorporated, and of course, the irrepressible one-man gang. So what's it gonna be, tough guy? You gotta lay back you gotta come fight, man to man. It's up to you. But I'll tell you one thing. Devastation is number one in this UWF.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. The Freebirds will be in action when we come back.
Florida, at 222 pounds, ref Wayne Sawyer. And from Houston, Texas, to 248 pounds, Gary Young.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting the arrival of Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts, here's a very special announcement for you nonprofit groups and organizations.
Attention nonprofit groups and organizations. Now you can bring all the excitement of the Universal Wrestling Federation to your home counter school to raise money for nonprofit organizations. The same thing on TV can be in your home counter school, helping to raise your organization money. If you would like to have an exciting, fun, and profitable fundraiser with the UWF, write to UWF Nonprofit Group, 1919 Caroline, Houston, Texas, 77002, or call Bruce Pritchard at 7